And I want to thank the MUA for reconvening this important issue of the Jobs Embassy, for bringing the Australian Union movement to Canberra again, to stand out the front of that house, and bring to them the reality of what is happening to working people around this country. The MUA do a fantastic job fighting for their members' jobs and their members' rights and conditions. And we've got with us today the workers from MV Portland who were thrown off not just their job but their home and have been fighting for their rights ever since. And we've also got workers from other industries and other unions involved in really important struggles about the rights of workers in this country and fundamentally about the sort of country we are. And what I want to talk to you about today is what could be done to deliver quality jobs by this government, by a government that we know doesn't care, by a government, it's budget night, a government, the only thing we know for sure that this government is going to spend money on is that they're going to spend $56 billion giving big corporations a tax cut. That's what they're giving our taxpayers' money away to. And what I want to talk about is what they could do with taxpayers' money that could deliver quality jobs. Because my union, along with many others, knows the human face of what happens when workers lose a job. The MV Portland fellas know it too. Because companies or a government might say those workers are redundant. But what we know, what the workers, their families, their communities, their comrades know is that those people aren't redundant. They're hard-working people who want to keep working, who want to keep giving, who want to keep paying their taxes, keep putting in. And when they're thrown out of a job, it's not just their pocket that suffers, it's the people that care about them who suffer too. And it's their communities. It's both the personal and the political, this story. And we should never forget the personal part of it. Because this is the human cost of failed economic policy. This is the human cost of a government that cares more about its big business friends than it does about ordinary working people, who has industrial policies that are about letting the Fair Work Ombudsman fine workers who fought for their jobs, that have industry policies that do nothing about keeping local jobs here in Australia, that pretend that we can have trade policies that are so-called free trade, that have not a skerrick of fairness in them, and a government that actually turns its back on its responsibilities. Because do you know, in last financial year, they spent $56 billion on buying goods and services for the government out of taxpayers' money. Now that's a good thing, spending taxpayers' money on buying goods and services, you would think. But there is no commitment to spend that money on buying those goods and services from companies that are employing workers here in Australia. So in my industry, let me give you 3 quick examples. Rossi Boots in 2014, the Defence Department, an order over 5 years for 100,000 pairs of boots that could have been made by our members there in Adelaide. What do? They send it offshore. Gone. Who knows where? No requirement for transparency, no requirement to show that there's any sort of fair wages, conditions or safety for whoever in the world is making those boots. They don't care about the workers who make them here in Australia, and they definitely don't care about the workers who make them anywhere else in the world. All they care about is so-called value for money, but even that isn't true. Because what they actually mean when they say value for money is lowest cost. at whatever price, whatever human price, lowest cost.